backseat, back to the kitchen.
Good morning. I am Nicole Barker, and I am the Executive Director at Open Doors for Multicultural Families. And I am honored to open up today's conversation around organized money and community power. But before I share our journey, I want to highlight that our journey began with dominant identity disability leaders trying to sabotage the journey, saying that what we were doing was an institution, and not being able to understand that what we were advocating for was inclusion for our community to thrive. And I want to give a shout out to the leadership that looked them in the eye and said, let's go. So shouting out our self-advocates, our family advocates, Ginger Kwan, Moses Perez, Peter Musanti, and Sarah Sarad. That's right. Throughout today's program, we've heard how organizing money is essential to building power for our communities. We all fundraise. That's a part of the work. And at Open Doors, we organize money with purpose, guided by our community, building a world of their own design to thrive. That purpose led to the Multicultural Village in Kent. This vision began in 2020 and emerged directly from our community, individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities and their families from diverse cultural backgrounds. Families and individuals told us systems were not built for them and services were too often fragmented. They called for a place rooted in belonging by design, where affordable housing, early and adult learning, and family resources and community connection are intentionally integrated. Designing belonging at this scale comes at a real cost. For us, that meant a $30.8 million commitment. Y'all, we're almost there. Yeah, that's right. Earlier this year, Open Doors for Multicultural Families, along the side of our partner with Mercy Housing, broke ground at the Multicultural Village. And this is us here, breaking that ground. When complete, it will include 233 affordable housing units. Yes. 47 homes are reserved for individuals with developmental disabilities and their families. Reaching this milestone took years-long efforts grounded in community leadership and advocacy. This project exists because individuals and families were supported to lead, telling their own stories, defining their own priorities, and shaping decisions that affected their lives. Through our family leadership and self-advocacy trainings, community members built skills to navigate public systems and engage decision makers. They learned how legislative process works, practiced concise testimony, and prepared materials lawmakers could act on. Advocates did not arrive asking to be seen. They arrived asking to be heard. As one community advocate shared, silence does not serve us. Advocacy does. To secure funding at the scale this vision required, those stories needed to be brought directly to Olympia, where public investments are decided. Families, self-advocates, and staff showed up together session after session. Across meetings and committee hearings, community members spoke clearly about what families needed to thrive. System navigation, cultural responsive support, stable and affordable homes, and mental health embedded into care. Those spaces, they showed that when culture creates access, systems work better, resources are used more effectively. Their consistent presence mattered. Representative Frank Chop, may he rest in peace, was the first to step forward. Listening early to our community and helping open doors with legislators who needed to hear directly from families. That early support created momentum. From there, Senator Tina Orwell from the 33rd District and Representative Edwin Obras from the 33rd District emerged as prime sponsors and champions of the multicultural village, helping move the project through key decision points. Together, they ensured community members had access to decision makers and the space to share their vision with clarity and purpose. During this year's Olympia's visit, Representative Sharon Tomiko Sanchez of the 37th District demonstrated what meaningful leadership looks like, extending a 15-minute meeting to a full hour to listen deeply to our families. That extra time was not symbolic. It was an investment in understanding lived experience. Our sustained advocacy, supported by many legislators across sessions, resulted in $12 million in state funding in 2024. Yes. Followed by an additional $1.8 million in the most recent legislative session. Yep, we only have $3 million to go. This outcome is not the result of chance. It reflects what happens when communities organize, develop leadership, and persist, not taking no for an answer. Legislators responded because they understood the people behind the policy and trusted the vision being presented. Our story of organized money is, at its core, a story of organized community, people coming together to build a world of their own design. If this work shows us anything, it is that when we lead with belonging by design and commit to creating access through culture, public resources can follow, and community-defined features can take shape. Thank you so much.